Elite 11 Georgia recruiting updates.
Locked On presents The Portal, the daily podcast covering college football recruiting and everything NIL. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Welcome back into The Portal, where you get your daily recruiting, NIL, and transfer portal news. I'm your host, Brian Smith, longtime recruiting analyst and writer. Thank you for making The Portal podcast your first listen each and every day. We're going to be talking about Elite 11 Atlanta, a few quarterbacks that I really got a chance to dig into and watch. Got a few updates on the recruitments, so let's get started right now. First up, Faizon Brandon. Out of North Carolina, he made the long trek to just outside of Atlanta and Gainesville High School. Great kid. Happy to say that even though he's ranked by some people as the number one overall player in the country, Faizon Brandon is as grounded now as he's ever been. That is a rare commodity in our society. So first off, shout out to Faizon Brandon. He was great with everybody in the media and everybody there, period. Not enough people like him. As for his recruitment, he has been committed to Tennessee for a long time. The only school that I expect to have any chance at all here, from talking to him a couple of different times during the event today, would be the North Carolina Tar Heels. Bill Belichick actually was trying to get to see him, but Faizon and I were laughing about the fact that both the times like he had it set up to come to the high school, they got snowed out, which is kind of random for the state of North Carolina. They don't get a whole lot of snow there. But anyway, I'm sure Bill Belichick will still be trying to get down to see him. He lives in the Greensboro area. It's one of those situations where it's just a matter of time, not if. But Faizon Brandon during spring ball, I'm sure we'll be seeing Bill Belichick or whatever's allowed. I'm not sure if head coaches are allowed in spring anymore, but he'll be seeing the staff come down. As for what the chances are, in my opinion, I give it a 5% chance he doesn't end up at Tennessee. That's just my own accord. I didn't ask Faizon to give me a percentage or anything like that. He's really happy with the situation with Tennessee. He's got a great relationship with their staff. And we even talked a little bit about the recruitment of some of the receivers they're after. He still wants to get Tristan Keys back up to Knoxville and a few other players as well at the receiver position. So, again, I think Faizon Brandon will stick with the Tennessee Vols, but don't count out Bill Belichick and the North Carolina Tar Heels completely. It's still early enough that could change. As for the next player I want to talk about, this is the one that's most interesting, and that is Landon Duckworth out of Jackson, Alabama. He's a young man that's very similar in size, in terms of style of play, as Faizon Brandon. Landon Duckworth is an athlete, and he can make a lot of different throws that other guys don't. He wasn't quite as consistent as Faizon Brandon today. Faizon won the event, and he got the invite to the, I'm sure it'll be at LA again, the LA event out in California for the finals. But you can see Duckworth's talent. It was really nice to see him throw live in an event where they roll him different directions and put him through a lot of different scenarios where they want throws to be high, low, take something off, add something to it. He responds well to coaching. And that's one of the first things I want to say. If you don't have that, all the recruitment stuff doesn't matter, and that really makes a difference. So he's another kid like Faizon, great young man, very humble, easygoing people, and I love to be around individuals that treat the media great and all the different fans and stuff. So hats off to Landon and his family. As for his recruitment, he confirmed 4 official visits. Nothing has really changed massively, I would say, but he did visit Ole Miss again here recently. I'll dig into that in a second. But he's got Georgia May 30th. He's going to go to South Carolina the first weekend of June, then Florida State June 13th. And to finish up, Ole Miss and Lane Kiffin will host Landon Duckworth on June 20th. As for the Rebels in particular, I think they are the team to beat here. He's been there a couple of times this spring, and he's also got, in his opinion, the best relationship with them right now. I asked him that point blank. Florida State is a team to kind of watch. I thought there for a while they'd be the team to beat, but Ole Miss has surged here. We'll see. The wild card to me is Georgia. If they do not get Jared Curtis in right now, we really don't know. Who do they go next? Bo Bentley just narrowed down his list to LSU, Oklahoma, and Georgia. That's a kid they really like out of Texas, but can Georgia get him? I believe Oklahoma's in the driver's seat. He's a fan, and it's a heck of a lot closer. We'll see. But Duckworth is a possibility. The other wild card, if you want, is South Carolina, and that's where Duckworth was committed at one point. And the Gamecocks are getting an official visit again on June 6th So we'll see. As for the other recruits there, the one that is intriguing that his stock is rising, out of Grayson High School, Travis Burgess. This is a young man that recently set up an official visit with Wisconsin. North Carolina's done a really good job with him, and he's probably got the best relationship out of his final three with Auburn in terms of like long-term quarterback coach and everything. But he could end up at any of those three programs, and there's always a chance that somebody else emerges. We even talked about that a little bit after the event. Hey, let's see how spring ball goes. Maybe I add on an OB. We'll just have to see. Another great kid, really humble, well-spoken. Travis Burgess is a good dude. As for a couple of sleepers here, these are a couple of guys that just don't get enough attention. And I only watch and talk to so many kids at an event like this because there's so many footballs flying around. But Eli Hamrick, he's a kid that is committed to the Virginia Cavaliers. I thought he was really good. Not somebody that gains a ton of acclaim. 24/7 has him ranked just outside the top 1,000 players in the country. 6'3", 6'4", 215 pounds, looks the part. He's pretty accurate. He's got some mobility. I liked him quite a bit. And then the other kid, I thought he was accurate all day, is Darnell Kelly, kid out of the greater Atlanta area. Not the biggest guy in the world, but he is very accurate. He's going to end up playing college football somewhere, and I just wanted to give a shout-out to both of them. Thank you once again for making the Portal Podcast your first listen each and every day. Truly appreciate you stopping in to get all your news and everything that's going on in the recruiting, NIL, and transfer portal world. We'll see you again on Monday.